Good afternoon. I am Dawn Robinson. We are gathered today to discuss the significance of voting. Voting is not just important to democracy, voting is democracy. We cannot have a successful run democratic system without the support and vote of the people. In the simplest definition, voting is the expression or opinion of a preference. With the 2016 voting season quickly approaching, it is important for our fellow citizens to realize the importance of making their voice heard. Voting is the fundamental process that keeps our system of government working. Through elections, citizens have the ability to decide on who represents them in government, be it a local office, a state, or national representative. Even though many people are opinionated and have different beliefs and ideas, most millennials, the 18 through 29 crowd, have removed themselves from the electoral process. The whole purpose of democracy is for every person to have a say in what goes on. Plenty of voters limit their voting to presidential years. Voting is more than selecting a president. Citizens often have the ability to decide on measures like bond issues that grant government permission to borrow money for construction and other developmental projects. Sometimes voters cast their ballot on social issues such as banning smoking in restaurants and bars. These issues can impact your career advancement and pocketbook. Much of what we vote for in government influences the role our government will take. The Founding Fathers worked hard to ensure the citizens of America with the right to vote rather than virtual representation. Your selection of representatives ultimately determines the allocation of resources for a range of public services. The right to vote embodies the spirit of American democracy. Casting a vote is the most widely understood and discreetly effective way to have one's voice heard in American politics. Reading upon the issues and the candidate and researching is the responsibility of the citizen voter, and a responsibility that should not be taken lightly, because it is your voice in unison that can change the direction of a community, state, nation, or even the world. When we exercise our right to vote for public officials, the votes we cast extend far beyond one election. We are able to elect individuals who will make concrete decisions on our behalf about how our government will run, the wars we will engage in, and how resources, both national and local, are distributed. We vote for the candidate we want to see in office, so it reflects our political thoughts, values, and beliefs. We would not be a democracy if citizens were not allowed to vote. If you are given the right and opportunity to vote, why not? It is simple. If you do not speak up for what you believe, you will not get what you want. Then there are the non-voting naysayers. Given the importance of elections in the United States, why would so many people choose not to vote? Many argue their vote really does not count. Some say they do not know enough about the issues and think that they should not vote. Others still say they do not know where or how to vote or register. News stories about voter ID laws deter some people from voting. The 2010 U.S. Census Bureau states only 63% of people registered to vote did, and 72% of Americans are registered voters. If you are unsure of where to cast your vote or register, you can contact your local board of elections and they will tell you where to go. I urge everyone in this room today to utilize Google, as I recently have, to search for our local parish government to find out the information we need to know. Also, most candidates have websites that detail their ideas and goals for office. Voting is the backbone of our country. Considering how much of our country's government revolves around voting and elections, it makes sense for Americans to make their voice heard through ballot. With a government elected by its citizens that affects every aspect of our lives, from school to healthcare to homeland security, voting is an important right. By voting, you are making your voice heard and registering your opinion on how you think the government should run. Enough voices in unison can elect someone to office, reaffirm, or even change the course of our government. If you do not like the way America is run, yet you do not vote in elections or make your opinion heard, then you, not the government, is at fault. In the closing remarks of Face the Nation during election season, Bob Schaefer ends with a reminder from his mother, "Go vote. It makes you feel big and strong. I will see you at the polls." Hi.
Hello. Got Robinson, Robinson, first name Dawn, Dawn,